Growing up, I always had this want to be successful, this need to feel successful, to fit in. It's probably, oh, I know it comes from childhood, probably some abandonment issues, but it's actually served me well over the years. And what that caused me to do is have this insatiable appetite to search for the answer, this insatiable appetite to find a difference between people that had success and people that didn't. And through the years, what I've actually learned from both. I've learned just as much from successful people as I have people that are not successful. The people that were successful, I learned what to do. The people that weren't successful taught me what not to do. And I would start noticing different patterns. And one of the patterns that I noticed pretty early on was the way they talked. Successful people, they used a different kind of word than I was used to, different words than I was used to. There were always positive words. There were always negative words. There was no negative words. So that was the first thing I noticed, like the languaging that they used. That was a big thing. Another thing that I noticed over the years was their thought process was completely different. The people that were successful, they tended to have a solution-oriented mindset, whereas the people that weren't successful, they were focused on a problem, and they stayed focused on a problem for a long, long time. It's almost like they went on this repeat wheel of talking about the problem, where the people that had success, they talked about it for a little bit just to understand the context of it, and they immediately went to figuring out the solution. I also noticed the successful people, they only hung around successful people. The unsuccessful people was the same thing. They just hung around unsuccessful people. I also noticed the unsuccessful people seemed to have all the answers, but they never had the actual return of doing whatever the thing was. For instance, broke people always had financial something to say. They just didn't have the resources because it wasn't working for them. Whereas the people that actually had the money, they were very, very, very slow to talk, but more interested in learning and hearing, and they asked great questions. I also noticed the people that were successful, they read books, a lot of books. But they didn't just read the books, they studied the books. And then I noticed instead of the unsuccessful people, instead of reading books, they consumed their time with a lot of TV. Again, these are things that I have learned over the years just by naturally observing. I say all this because sometimes all we have to do is observe. Sometimes we're looking for answers in all the wrong places. We live in a social media world where anybody can put information online. Anybody can. There's no qualification. There's nobody that's going to come down and take down the content. So we live in a world where we're bombarded by information. So sometimes it can get a little tricky knowing who is who and what is what until you look at the fruits of someone's labor. Then it becomes very easy to see who is who they say they are. So just a little bit of self-reflection and some thoughts I thought I would share with the world, but I'll catch you guys on the next one.